Good good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darian Tucker, and I am one of the co-hosts of this podcast. We have not yet found a name for the podcast,
Mhm.
but we will in the future. Um, and I have my colleagues here. One of y'all introduce yourself first.
Dushun Dotson.
And I'm Cabriel Bruce.
Okay. And today's title of this podcast is Misconceptions of Blindness in the Community. This is part two, finding solutions. So, Dushan, when you hear the title Misconceptions of Blindness in the Community, finding solutions, what solutions or, come to your mind? Um, what solutions come to your mind on how we can reduce the misconceptions and the application of principles of misconceptions upon blind people?
Well, the very first thing that came to my mind, that comes to my mind really, is that it begins with us actually. In all reality, I believe it begins with we with us as blind folks. What we need to do is we have to speak up. We have to speak up. Like for example, not like I want to speak from experience. Um, Someone just not too long ago was we were walking together and they grabbed onto my arm and I said something like, hey, no, this is not the way to do it. If anything, I have to grab onto your forearm. And I explained to them the reason as to why I must do that, and that, I must do it that way. And I demonstrated, what could possibly go wrong if they were to hold on to my arm as opposed to me holding on to their arm. They understood, and now we're good.
Okay,
That's my main one.
okay. So that would be education, educating and teaching
Yes.
them. Yeah, educating and teaching them concepts on how to guide us and assist us.
Well, because natural instincts will be to just grab us. That's natural. But
Y'all
we
had that
have to
dialogue. Hold on, I'm gone. But y'all,
we'll
y'all
have to,
continue.
we will
Huh?
have to let have to let them know
Damn it.
that we are use sighted guide. Now I tell people all the time, I use sighted guide and I could defend myself better by holding on to their right arm,
Mhm.
and I'm used to being on the right side, and that's what's comfortable, and it's easy and it works. And like I said, once you explain it to people, then they get to understand. And they always say, "Well, I don't want to either walk slow." I just say, "Walk normal."
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
a, I'm gonna follow your lead. Walking slow, takes me out of normal rhythm,
Uh-huh.
and that makes.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. And I do the same exact thing that you do. Like, and they've said the same thing to me as well. Hey, Deshaun, you want me to walk slowly? Because I can walk very slowly if you need. And I can, like, speed it up. And I say to them, like, well, I'm not a turtle, so therefore or a snail, so therefore you don't have to walk slowly. And I'm not Speedy Gonzalez, so therefore you don't have to, like, race quickly. Just walk at normal speed, and then we'll get there.
Right, because a lot of it is just natural.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
If we just
Exactly.
let it flow naturally, and after a couple of times of walk with people, we build that rapport to the point where we're comfortable with each other, because we have to constantly watch out for not only ourselves but for them also. We have to have that awareness when we're about to go through a door or when we're about to step down. So we have to constantly um, be on alert. So, so because
Your
they're not
mindset.
used to, yeah, they're not used to doing it, but we are. So that's why I tell people they be like, "Why you slowing up?" I be like, "I know we finna get ready to go through a door," and I tell people all the time. A quick story: when my kids was little, and they used to walk me, and I used to hold on to their shoulder. They could go under stuff, but I couldn't. But they didn't
Yeah,
understand that that they could go under
that's
and I
funny.
couldn't. So a
I
lot of times I got hit in the head with tree limbs or clothes racks at store, and so they didn't.
I'm
They didn't
sorry.
understand. It's funny though, because they didn't understand at the time. They just knew that
Of
they could get
course.
under, and they thought that dad could get under too.
Yeah.
But I learned
Yeah.
now when I walk with people shorter than me that I'm always ready to duck at any moment.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Because I've been hit in the head
That's
too
funny
many
that
times.
it's funny
Yeah.
that you
So
mentioned that. I remember when there's this an old friend of mine. She's really shit. She was about what, like 5'11", and we were walking. She was guiding me, and I said, "Are you sure you could guide me?" She's like, "Yeah, girl, I'm fine." I'm like, "You certain?" She said, "Yes. Just come on, just walk. Let me hold your hand." I'm like, "No, I have to hold your arm, your forearm." So she lets me grab her forearm, whatever, and then we start walking. Not even 3 minutes later, we're walking. I hit my head right into you know those things that hang from that hang from the ceiling, like the boards and whatnot. I hit my head right into a board. I had to laugh. I said, "Girl, don't walk with me anymore. I could do this all by myself. I don't even know why I even did this with you." But yeah, it was, yeah, I have yeah, moments like that as well.
As I was listening, I'm sorry, but I was thinking
No,
maybe
that's
it's time
fine.
for us to some kind of way write it up or audio it or some kind of description on how to handle blind people because I don't know if that's out there. I know it's never been out there in my day on how we want to be taken care of. I know that they tell us when we get taught orientation and mobility, but do the public really know when they try to help us?
yeah, do they know? That what I was finna. That what I was finna say
And
too.
you
Like,
and and, and you know something? I'm sorry to cut you off, Darren, but another thing about that is a lot of people, like, want to be held and, being as you said, taken care of differently. Like, you see how, like, I said to
hmm
that friend of mine, that old friend of mine, that I have to hold on to her forearm. There's some people that don't want to be held, that don't feel comfortable holding on to a person's forearm, or someone holding on to their forearm. Like, I remember a long time ago when there was this guy who was walking with me. He's blind as well, and and it was told to me that he wants to be held by his hand. You know something? Now perhaps it was just my hand, but yeah, he was told. He told me that he just wanted to, hold on to someone's hand, that he felt comfortable doing it that way. Then who else was it? Also, I know this other lady. She told me that she met another blind person. That blind person wanted to hold on to her shoulder.
Yeah, because when I walk with my family, my
Y'all still
daughters
there?
or my yeah, can you hear me?
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. Hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe well, when I walk with
Yes,
my
I can.
family, I walk with hold their shoulder, my wife, my kids, my sister. I hold their shoulder, but when I walk with other people, I use natural sighted guide. So it's all what we're accustomed to, and we have to just speak out and let people know what works. and what don't work. If something does not work, it just don't work, and we should verbalize that to the point
That's for
where
us.
it's no, it's not out there, and then it won't be even an option anymore.
Yeah, I had like, I mean, I know in the orientation they teach you to grab like the forearm, and they have their reasons
Hmm.
for saying that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But some people aren't aren't going to, some people ain't gonna follow that though, cause they don't. It's not that it's not, it's because they don't feel comfortable, grabbing the forearm and feel like that's more too much of an intimate spot. Whereas like the shoulder is
Right.
kind of different, you know. I mean, I typically grab the shoulder,
Hmm.
but other people I grab, some people I grab their forearm, you know, but not
Right.
everybody though. And
Like I said,
and some, huh?
I'm a shoulder or forearm type, or elbow type of person. I
Yeah,
never do the forearms. It's just shoulder or elbow, and that's what I guess that's what I was taught 30 some years ago, and I know we have made a lot of advances um, now than when then. So maybe I'm out of date.
yeah.
Maybe I need more
And
education.
maybe my perspective would change on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, I see. But let me. Oh, but so I was saying something at first. Oh yeah, so the literature, the language. I mean,
Hmm.
language, man, has a lot to do with describing and pointing things out to people.
Right.
That's you putting it down in literature with specific language,
Right.
and reasons. Yeah, that's a solution. Education and teaching them how to, you know, assist and guide us by,
Pardon me, gentlemen. I'll be
like Dushun said, about,
stepping away.
teaching them to grab the forearm. I mean,
Mhm.
teaching them to let her grab the forearm, which is a safe way,
Right.
um, from not being like running into walls and stuff like that.
And maybe
Uh,
we should put out some instructional videos. Maybe that's something that we can work
yeah.
on
Uh-huh.
YouTube or out in putting videos out. And then people will have a visual next time they want to help a blind person because maybe they don't have a visual. It's like when people you see people in wheelchairs and people want to help them, and
Yeah.
it's a certain way. Some people like to be pushed, So I remember when I was in high school, we had a girl, and man, they speed race with her. But some people don't may not want to go be pushed fast. Some people be pushed slow. So it's a lot. Education is the key, I think, to this solving some of the issues of misconception.
Yeah.
Without and that could be with visual, and that could be with literature, and that could be with conversation.
Yeah. So we know that. Okay. So education, teaching, like hands-on, practical. As well. Video, as well as getting out into communities, like holding community events, saying that this is like, oh man, they already got that in NLB. Meet the blind month, I think it is. Where we'll
Mhm.
have like a community event in the community, like where they can meet the blind, and we can teach them, you know, teach them how to assist and guide, and things about blind that they did not know. There's different languages. You got visual language,
Right.
audio, and literature. We got to put it out in those three. And if
And I
there's any other,
think that a lot of times we need to include more people with challenges into public settings, so it will be a sense of normalcy. Because a lot of times when we come together as blind people, maybe is all blind people may come together versus us being sprinkled into the general public, and that's something that when I was community organizing, we the group I was with tried to work on was including people with challenges or disabilities or however into everyday settings. So you may have somebody who's in a wheelchair, you may have somebody who's hearing impaired, or you may have somebody who's visually impaired at meetings and at things and be have a active role because it's easy to just be in the place and sit in the back, but to be included and have a active role will go a long way with helping with a lot of the misconceptions.
Hmm. All right.
And that's also a give visual. That was and we in those in settings where people have never seen a blind person before, and they'll be able to see one, and they'll be able to see how that blind person is getting led or handled, you know, uh, and so those things will help. So that's why we have to get out into the community. When I first became blind, it was only two in our city right now that we in, only two blind people, and it was me and a young lady. Her name was Brandy, and she had some vision, and it was considered rare, and nobody around had never seen a blind person up front, especially a young blind person. So, and when we and now we have more blind people in society, in our community than we had then. So the chances of running into a visually impaired person is kind of high, you
Hmm.
know.
Man, and then I want to try to, but this ain't the title of it. But I want to try
Hmm.
to seek out those blind people that that aren't even coming out.
Right.
Disabled community that's not even coming out because
And it's some.
they've been told that they, they've been told that it's not safe to come out.
Right. It's people who have visual impairments and other impairments are just sitting at home right now, doing nothing. I have seen some in my day. Place I worked with before, I have worked with people with challenges. I worked with one visual impaired person, and we worked together for 2 weeks. And he said, "This ain't for me. I don't want to work." But that was his perspective. Versus, maybe we had two different was at two different points in our life, but
Hmm.
it is vision impaired people who are sitting at home and not having the opportunity to be included. And that's where we got to seek them out and let them know that they can be included. We can live a normal life. We can date. We can get married. We can have a family. We can work. We can have a voice.
Hmm.
You know, we can get out and vote.
All
And
right.
and
Yeah. So we gonna close it out right here. And
okay,
We can go
we
out.
oh, all right. So
go ahead.
y'all had that dialogue again. I gotta
We can go
I gotta
out to parties.
I'm gonna call
Right.
out real quick.
You know. I remember an episode of I can't, it was a back in the day they used to have a Saturday morning shows on Saved by the Bell, Hang Time, and it was California Dreams, the name of the show I'm thinking about. If you ever want to go back and look up the episode, and they had this one blind girl on, and the guy liked her and he wanted to take her to a dance, and he was afraid to ask her to dance because he thought she would dance into a wall. So, you know, we just because we blind, it don't mean we don't know
Wait,
how
are
to,
you talking about that
dance.
show Good Time?
That was called California Dreams. Was what I was talking about. It might have been one on Good Times also. I can't remember. Was it? And refresh my memory. I remember the one on Good. It was a girl in the wheelchair, right? That JJ or Michael. One of them was Michael. I think Michael was dating. But yeah, like you said, we can go out to
I
parties
remember.
and
No,
have a good
I
time.
remember. Yeah. Yes. Michael.
Yeah, it was. She was. They was talking over the CB and Michael went and
Yeah, we go to events.
yeah, you know, I I I do events and travel and I've traveled alone. I got on planes and did a lot of traveling. I have seen more of the world than some of my sighted people. So
Likewise.
and so we have to
It's
just
very
keep
interesting.
pushing. Go ahead. You were saying it's very interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were breaking up. I didn't hear you.
Uh,
Oh, I've actually done more. I've had the opportunity to do more things now that I am blind than before when I did have sight. And also me doing more things is I feel like becoming blindness, me becoming has actually like stripped away fear. Willing to do things, I'm more excited to do things. Whereas to when I had sight, I was, nervous and whatnot.
yeah,
Y'all still
I
there?
know. I'm here. I I can second that. I
Hello?
became less fearful.
Yeah.
Now that when I became blind, than I probably was when I was sighted. Because now you have to just walk by faith at this point. Um,
Hmm.
and
Exactly. Yeah, because it says though, like I said, as though like fear is just stripped from you. Well,
hmm
with some people who are blind, because there are others who are just still nervous and whatnot. But
right.
that's from my personal experiences and what.
Oh yeah, but that's why we have to educate.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I said that's why, like we
I
said, we had
didn't
to
hear
let them
you.
know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all still there?
Yeah, we here. I don't know if you ready
Okay.
to end or not.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna go ahead and end it.
Okay.
All right. So
Oh, were you still recording?
yeah, we still recording. So it was titled "The Blindness, the Misconceptions of Blindness in the Community, Finding Solutions." We
All
will be
right.
coming back next week, Sunday, 3 p.m. With a new title. We just thank y'all for joining us. My name is Darian Tucker. My Gmail is Darian DERREANTUCI 931 at gmail.com. You can reach me there. Cabriel, any last words?
just look forward to next week. And also, my contact information is Cabriel. My name Cabriel, the letter B at gmail.com. Uh,
Dus-
and that's it.
and Dushun, any last words?
Yeah. Yes, I enjoy this conversation. I enjoy these podcasts that we have started up doing. My contact information is my email is Dushun Dotson, spelled DUSHUNDOTSON at gmail.com.
All right, we'll see y'all again next week.
See y'all later.